This video will show you how to ingest CloudTrail data saved to a single S3 bucket using Splunk Data Manager. Now, before you begin, make sure you've already configured CloudTrail to send logs to an S3 bucket and have verified that it's logging correctly. With that done, we can proceed. In the Splunk console, find the Data Manager app. Now, we're in a lab environment, so we already have a few inputs created, but we're going to create a new one. We'll choose Amazon Web Services. Now, you can collect CloudTrail by sending the logs to a CloudWatch log group, but for this video, we're going to choose Amazon S3 and choose CloudTrail for a single account. The UI provides the steps you need in order to onboard your data. You're going to create AWS IAM roles and policies. It also mentions bringing the data in that you need, such as CloudTrail, by configuring that CloudTrail, but we've already done that. You're also going to need to create SQS queues and S3 event notifications, and I'm going to show you how to do all of that. The first thing we're going to do is to create a role. You can view the role by clicking on this link here. It auto-generates it for you. But what we need to do is we need to substitute this placeholder value. So go ahead and copy the statement, and you can paste it into a code editor. Now what we're going to do is we're going to replace this value with the actual value from our account. And you can get that by going to the AWS console, clicking the top right, and copying this value. And then we're going to replace it across the entire document. So now your policy is ready. So we're going to copy it, and we're going to go to IAM. The first thing we'll create is a policy. And we're going to copy that newly updated statement into our editor and choose Next. Now for the name, we're going to use the one that was provided by the Data Manager UI. And now we're ready to create our role. Choose Custom Trust Policy, and you can get the policy from the UI here. So we'll copy this value and we'll paste it into our editor. We're going to search for that policy that we just created and attach it. We're going to use the name that was provided through the Data Manager UI and create our role. With this done, we can create our SQS queues. The first queue that we're going to create is a DL queue, or dead letter queue. So we'll simply call this CloudTrail DL queue. Leave all the defaults. Click Create. And we're going to create our primary queue now. We'll call this one simply CloudTrail. You can leave all the defaults. However, you may want to tighten up this policy to restrict access. For example, I have a policy statement here that I created earlier. It locks it down to a very specific S3 bucket. So now, only this S3 bucket can send event notifications to this queue and from my account. We want to enable the dead letter queue, and we want to choose the queue that we just created. All right, we have our queue set up. So now what we're ready to do is to configure the S3 event notification. So I'm going to find CloudTrail, and we're going to go view the trail that I set up earlier. We have this one set up for Splunk Lab, and we can see that it is logging to an S3 bucket. So we'll go ahead and open this up. As you can see, the CloudTrail is logging. So we're going to go to the root of our S3 bucket. In your S3 bucket, choose Properties. And we're going to find Event Notifications, and we're going to create one. So we'll call it CloudTrail. And we're going to create all object create events. That's what we'll select. Now we want to notify our SQSQ, so we'll select our primary and save changes. All right. At this point, we've set up everything we need in AWS as far as we can for the moment. So we're going to go back to Data Manager. So we'll close this out and we're ready for our next steps.